Okay, good day, guys. Good day to you all. Welcome back to the Formula Sports channel. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. As always, the support is much appreciated, man. Much appreciated. And, we have a big topic to discuss, right? Something that both myself and my fellow panelists, Shavan, are, very passionate about and very happy to hear, right? So we have to get to it, right? And that is the introduction of the new tier two or the new second division, right, in Jamaica's football, right? It is something that I personally, and I know Shavan as well, believes that it is very important, right, for our football to be restructured, especially with the second division and the way how it was before. We didn't really to agree with how it was structured the way before. So well, and then I could drop the music, I could drop the music, I could drop the big sound, and then we'll get into the gist of the matter. A little bit of exclusive information for you guys. We had to, and I'm happy that I did get this particular information because one, I'm happy that I heard it, right? That it is indeed getting underway. 'Cause more while them always the hierarchy always talk about them plans for this and them plans for that, but them not really actually implement it. So it's good to see that these plans are now coming into fruition. Make a Lego the big sound. Seeing, so yeah, so we're gonna be chopping that up a bit. Travis, what going, boss? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
Formula, turn it down there.
It too high?
Yeah.
You think so?
That be time, man.
It a bit high. All right, hold on. I think probably because that music is kind of a little bit louder than the one we normally use. That all right?
Alright, make Travis, what you think? Travis, what you think?
Yeah, Travis, hit us up in the comment section. The big sound too loud, Travis. Okay, there you go. Hit us up in the comment section and let us know, Travis. If it too loud. Let me just create that banner here quick and fast. The restructuring of Jamaica's football
League structure.
league structure. All right, cool. We can add that. The restructuring of Jamaican football league. All right. All right, dawn of a new era.
So still think it a bit too loud.
Eh?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
a bit.
I think it sound like that in our probably backstage, but when you actually listen to it,
Oh, you know,
it's
hear
not
that
really
much.
as loud. Yeah, it's not as loud as it sounds.
Oh, alright. Alright, so we could
All
get to the meat of the matter.
wait. All right. So how we're gonna do this now, Shavan? You want me to drop the information first, or you know what? Why me just get this thing together? Just make we know, what are your thoughts on the previous structure, and why you
Yeah,
thought
so
it was,
somebody has say it loud there. So somebody has say it loud there.
Oh, somebody has say too loud. Oh, Mikey has say too
Yeah, man,
loud.
no,
All
so we
right,
got too loud, man.
give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. That's supposed to all right now. I think because that
Still.
particular, it's still loud. Mikey, hit us up in the comment section and make you know if it's still loud. That's
Yes,
supposed
Travis, I
to
said
alright.
load. Load, man. It's still load.
Might as well me just turn off the something and done, man.
I put it at volume 1 or 2.
Hold on there. Audio still low, Jaja. Hold on there. Me turn it down a little bit more and then we get into it. And you can't want it. Might as well me lock it off then if you don't want it lower than that. That's supposed to alright now, guys.
I mean, me can
Alright,
live
so
with this
Shavan.
still. Yeah.
Shavan, let me know where
I mean,
your thoughts are on the new, not the new, but the previous system and what was taking place before we actually get into, the new system and how it might look.
alright. So, as you all know, it's something that I have always been calling for.
Yeah.
As I never saw where it made sense where we had 13 different second divisions. It never made any sense. And I don't think
How
nowhere in
many?
the world 13. Each
It
parish
wasn't
never
so
have
much.
how much are they, how much, no, each parish they have them own.
Yeah, no man, it was the Western Confed. Remember, Shavan, it was the Western Confed Kasafa. It was 4 of them, man.
4. Yeah. 4 of them,
And
yeah.
then
And
and
4
then
playoffs.
and then to get
Yeah,
get
before
into like
playoffs.
the Western Confed and the Kasafa and thing like that.
Yeah,
You had
alright.
to. I think
So
I saw it did work.
but pertaining to that now, you have 4 arts, 4 different second divisions. To me, I think that was too much. And I think it kind of dwindled resources basically. When you can have one main competition, you have to have they had was 4 of them. So now I kind of saw this. I'm happy this happened, but there's still questions to be asked. One in particular, which is a major one, there are no teams from Kingston and St. Andrew, meaning that there would still be a separate second division, which to me is
No
still
man. Another go on. That's what I initially thought first, and then I see clarity. Another go on. I gotta tell you what I go on shortly, but another the issue. But I think we did tell you already.
no man. Well, you never made that clear to me.
Yeah
But as a
man.
message, still, all right. So kind of get that out of the way then. Fine, good. My next issue with this is St. Catherine is the biggest parish in Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
And there's only one team from St. Catherine. So if you look at this, if you have a team from, let's say you have a team, let's say the team from St. Catherine, well, the team name was, wait, can I say the name of the team name?
Yeah man. But we're not gonna get into all of that yet, bro.
All right.
We're just talk about
All right.
the
All right. So
previous.
let's say the team
rush
from,
the thing, Shavan.
let's say the team from
You're
St.
dying
Catherine
forget.
name.
You're dying forget to the new system, boss. You're just
All
dying
right.
to get rid of the whole system.
All right. Let's say, for example, the team from St. Catherine name Spanish Town United, right? Hold on, annoying by Kapas.
Oh, when I drunk them, no? Yeah, man. Beer
So,
nice them, they make up in a people, man.
so let's say you have a team from Centennial Spanish Town United, right? Welcome to the team now they are Geisel. Welcome to the team where they are Linstead. Welcome to the people that live at them part of St. Catherine there. Isn't that those teams would not be represented? We'll have a stadium of a Sligoville, where Sligoville themselves could have a team and utilize the resources of the persons that live at Sligoville. Because I know some people at Sligoville must play ball and they have a stadium. They have a legit stadium. So why not use that to push them? So that's the next thing. The next thing we have now is the amount of teams. Still think, because based on what I saw, the competition only gonna run for a couple months.
Yeah, yo, I forget for something like that too, yeah.
It's only gonna run for a couple months. That to me again no make no sense. That
Yeah.
in sense don't make no sense at all to me. So, but more and more information still. Yeah, what
But
Travis, more and more information on that
yeah,
still.
man, mega give you some more information on it now. All right, so guys, smash the like button. Free and easy way to support the channel, right? And free and easy way to give the youth them a strength. You know what? Before I get in the info, I'm gonna drink some water first. It's a good little bit of information, right? To sort of read through, you know. I got thirsty quick. All right, so let's go. Yes, Travis, you are indeed correct. So first of all, let me give you the names of the teams that, as things stands right now, will be a part of the competition, right? Let me give you the name of the respective teams, right? So the new national tier 2 competition, the teams that are going to be a part of it as things stands right now is Falkland FC from St. James, Albion Mountain FC from St. Mary, Reno FC from Westmoreland, Hopewell United FC from Hanover, Chapelton Maroons FC from Clarendon, True Juice FC from St. Catherine, Treasure Beach FC from St. Elizabeth, Downs FC from Manchester, Portlanders FC from Portland, Falmouth United from Trelawney, Lime Hall Academy from St. Anne, Wadada United FC from St. James, and Baptiste Alliance FC in St. Thomas. Right? Now, you guys would have noticed in hearing the names of those teams that there will be no team in the upcoming second division. There will be no in the new second division that's gonna get underway. I wonder the date again. When is the date again? I soon tell you the date. But in the new second division that's coming up, there will be no team from Kasafa, no team from the Kasafa region, right? And the reason for that is that Kasafa has refused to enter a team in the new upcoming tier 2, right? They don't want to play it. And so, that is why there will be no Kasafa team in the new tier 2. And my suspicion is that a lot of this might be politics, because Kasafa really and truly, they were the only confed to not support the restructuring of Jamaica's football in terms of the cutting down on the clubs, because a major reason for this, new restructuring that's taking place is to cut down on the amount of clubs that are on the island. They said too many clubs are on the island, and it is something that myself and Shavan have been saying for a long time. So sorry if I'm ignoring you guys in the comment section. Soon read the comments, but basically Kasafa is not in support of it. The last time I heard, I don't know if they have changed their opinion on it, but clearly not. They haven't entered a team, right? So they are not in favor of the cutting down, right? They did not support the move to cut down on the clubs in the island. Who knows why, right? But so there you have it. Kasafa has refused to enter a team in the upcoming tier 2. I am suspecting it's because they don't support the cutting down of the amount of clubs. So let me give you guys an idea of how it's gonna look, right? So you're gonna have a tier 2 system, right? Which is one second division. So what we usually have before this was multiple second divisions. That's not going to be the case anymore. It's gonna be one second division, right? And you're gonna have, so that second division is gonna be the tier 2 scene, and you're gonna have parish leagues that, may I try to find another way to say this, but me I
So
go
the
wire up
parish
myself.
league, the
Me I
parish
go
league
wire up
feed into
myself.
this. The parish
Yeah.
league feed into the tier 2.
That are the thank you, Shavan, because I did go say under, but I never want wire up myself with that. See, so yeah, the parish leagues feed. The parish leagues are gonna be feeding into the new tier two. So what they're gonna have is each parish will have a league.
All right, so
See?
more of a question pertaining to this now still.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say, for example, on a team from Clarendon. There's one Clarendon team here, right? Yeah, our Clarendon team
Um.
there is again. We'll name Chapelton Maroons, but I see them kind of
Yeah, I think
grayed
yeah,
out.
yeah.
So I don't know if that mean they not fully concrete or what. But let's say they go down, and then so is it that all the feeding program are gonna work? Is it that the feeding program are gonna have like a playoff again, where they
Yeah,
where
man.
that
That's what's going to happen. So all right. That's exactly what's gonna happen. So you're gonna have the champ. No, you mean
from the feeder?
from the parish leagues to tier two, you're gonna have playoffs,
Okay.
right? So the champion of each parish will enter into the playoffs. That is what is
Okay.
going to happen. The champion
Okay.
of each parish will enter into the playoffs, and then the playoff to decide who goes to tier two. The
All
top
right.
two teams will go to tier two.
So another question. This is really
The top,
important,
sorry,
because
Shavan. The top two teams from the tier two playoffs will go to tier two.
two. Oh, all right.
Mhm.
All right. So my question now. This is a persons might say cassava is selfish and whatever, but we'll have to think about the persons that live inside Kingston and Jamaica.
Mhm.
What's gonna happen with their football in general?
The people who live in where?
Persons that live in Kingston and St. Andrew, that have their children playing. Remember, if they don't have a league, if they don't have a team in this, that mean there should not be, they shouldn't have any national, there won't be any representatives of them in this particular competition, which should be the second division.
No, man, in just this season.
Or just this season alone.
This season, well, I don't know if Kasafa plans to eventually
What
put
me
a
I say
team
now?
in it.
What me I say now? If the league is like this right now, if say Kasafa is totally against this league, right?
Mhm.
They would not want to have a competition that leads their teams into this. If you get what I'm saying. Because remember, if they have a parish league, and their parish league is to put persons, and the parish league itself is to put persons in the playoff for the tier 2 system, which the Kasafa right now is against. So let's say if their stance doesn't change, what happens for those clubs? Is it that those clubs will never get opportunity for really perform? All right, and in that case, seeing that they're not supportive of the JFF's league, does the JFF still support Kasafa?
Well, I mean, common sense Shavan tells me, seeing that Kasafa must eventually have to get on board. What are they going to do? Go rogue? Them can't go rogue and like me don't know, do them own second division full of Kasafa teams.
I think that see Travis just said that same thing come to my mind. Kasafa probably said them for have most of the team them in the league.
Yeah, and that are the thing, the whole heap of politics,
Because you
The
have
whole
too
heap of
much.
politics.
I know we have the discussion already. The community based thing, it not go work. Oh, and the reason why me this say give an example for like Sligoville is because they already have the infrastructure.
Yeah.
We're not saying that we don't know if Sligoville have a team now, based on financial restrictions, because that community is not really a very well developed community, but they have a stadium. So I think
Why
investments
does
are.
Sligo, sorry for cut you, Shavan, but why Sligo will have a stadium? That's just a
That's,
white, like, why you that do that? Why you that put a
I
stadium in a Sligo?
understand.
Yo, why you that put a stadium in a, like, me not understand. Why put the Trelawney multi-purpose stadium in Trelawney? It just like to be a white elephant. Like, me not understand the reasoning behind.
That's something bigger than me and you right now. So.
Yeah.
But it's just because I said this is something I always want. But all right, two things with me see so far. Well, one thing, because the one thing I say is not really an issue. Me still believe, Sal, there's too little teams here. My opinion.
Too small in terms of not enough clubs.
Yeah,
All right, no, we get into that though, Shavan. We get into that because there are gonna be more there are gonna be more teams that will be added. We get into that. Hold on.
More teams will be added.
Yeah man.
Okay.
What this means for Phoenix, Eddie Guna. By the way, Eddie, big up, guys, big up Sports DTM. I know a big channel that's seen. By the way, Eddie, I watched your interview with Vin Blaine. Very good interview. Eddie, Phoenix is not a club. Phoenix is an academy.
No, I think the reason why Eddie they asked, I think Butler had made some form of indication that he possibly wanted his youth players to possibly play in the league.
So he would have to enter Phoenix is based in St. Ann, right?
St. Andrew, man.
A St. Andrew base?
Yeah, them usually the main training base I know before was up or something there. For football factory.
Factory, yeah.
So that'll be St. Andrew.
Yeah man, we're up and running. We're getting into all of that for those who don't know, man. We're getting into all of that. Everybody are just a rush to get to the details, man.
No, because formula, this is a big deal.
No, it is. And that's why I say my happy say, you convinced me, because I was just gonna do a short video on it, but
no man, that's why we need discussion. Because I'm saying we are the fans, Because as much as the JFF might think them control football, really we control football. We the fans determine if it have success or not.
Yeah.
So this is a good look, but I have questions, but as I say, you have some information, so hopefully that can go on.
Yeah, so Eddie, Craig would have to set up Phoenix into like a club that meets the club licensing criteria, and then enter the pyramid structure and then work his way up. That's what would have to take place. So that is possible. We'll get into all of that now. So, all right. So you have the tier 2, which will be the second division, and you have the parish leagues that will be feeding into tier 2. So the parish leagues will be under tier 2, and then so 2 teams from the tier 2 playoffs will qualify into the tier 2. So let me try and simplify that in case I'm confusing.
We should have a third division. We should have one more division below.
One more division.
And then you have a playoffs below that.
I think it's alright though. I think it's alright where it's
possibly, the reason why me said that, I think we need at least 3 professional structure pertaining, and that will help with our development. Because if you look on the amount of teams here, I don't think it's enough. That's why I say had another one professional structure, and then you have the parish level below it itself with them feed into that. Because I remember in the second division is the second highest tier this of our football. Think about it. It is the second highest tier of our football. And you have 12 teams now in another Premier League, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, bike. I go on it every time.
John go bike. if I train a bike, Shavan. A whole heap different modes of transportation in a air place, man.
Yeah, so alright, if you look at this now, from the structure what them have now, I see there each week you're gonna have a team where rest. Them would still need for no, Trevor, I know it's a third division. I know that the Confed would be a third division, but I just still probably we're too small as Richard say. But that's my thinking. Because we have a lot of players. We have a lot of good players as youth players. We can't afford, because remember, it's not like the persons between them 24 to 30 are gonna stop playing football. Them not gonna stop. Them are continually play. So that I gonna leave less time for the younger players. So I think the league, the parish leagues, I think it is important.
But we need a third division. We need a third level of more concentrated
Chat
football.
football, exactly.
I think
So
that's what you're saying.
yeah, we just need that. Or if it's even the third tier, you don't have it on a parish-based system, you have it on a county-based system. So the
Mm.
third tier would be like Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey. So all I team
But
them
but
like
but
Cornwall.
that would be a big league, though, you know.
No, remember, we are limit
So
the
so
teams
it
in.
would have be it would have be like it would have be like it would have be like three huge leagues instead of 12,
Yeah.
good size leagues
You can
for
remember
the.
Jamaica, one of the main pushback when we hear from everybody, the clubs
Mhm.
them don't have no money for travel. And my
Yeah.
biggest counteraction for that, if them forgot one party, them find the money go.
but but
So
Shavan for move an entire team, you know, to
remember,
from
it's
one end of
just
the island to the
remember
other
it's
end of
not
the
it's
island.
not gonna be one in.
Well,
We're
yeah, that's
only
true.
going to
Within the
have
county, within the county,
exactly. So
within the
teams from
county.
Portland and St. Thomas would only play teams from Kingston and St. Andrew. I think
Yeah.
St. Mary as well. So then 40. And then Middlesex would have the team them at the middle section of Jamaica. And then Surrey would be from our end. Corner and Middlesex would be basically that end there. So that instead of just have 12, because remember, sponsorship is key. So
Yeah.
instead of each of the parish them are gonna look sponsorship for them third division, the county itself. So that would be three sponsorships. So all them sponsorship they could have. You're gonna have four different sponsors. You could have you could have 12 instead of 12 different sponsors for them parish based league there. You have them 12 sponsors there, break up
Yeah.
and fund
Yeah.
them three
Yeah.
league there itself.
That's a fair point. That's all right. Me could talk about where some of the me I go just read some of the comments and then me I go finish read through how the whole system I go look like, and then we get back to discussing the whole thing now. Seeing? All right. So Richard Stewart says in his opinion Jamaica too small for 3 tiers, stretching the resources too thin. From how Shavan just explained it, still it would actually be more concentrating resources in terms of, but I kind of understand your point though, Richard. I get it to a certain extent. Javan says the confed system can function as a third division. Kevin Reed saying they just stop with 2. All right, so let me just read out some more of just for clarification purposes, guys. The parish leagues will serve as the third tier, and what happens? The champion for every parish league will go into a playoff, which will be known as the Tier 2 playoffs, and the top 2 teams from that playoff will qualify for Tier 2, which is the new second
So you're
division
gonna have
team
12 teams. You're
in the
gonna have
playoffs. For in
two.
a yeah.
You
So I don't know,
see,
them would have probably do it in like common sense tells me 3 teams in one group, the winner from the group, go into a semi-final round, then into a final round. All right, we soon flesh that out now. Let me read a little bit more of this. So what takes place is that now, let me tell you how many teams are currently going to be making up Tier 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 13 teams right now. So what they're going to do is they want to get it up to 16. Right? So, from my understanding of it, they're not going to have a promotion. They're not going to have promotion or relegation for about 3 years. So Tier 2 is not going to have promotion or relegation, so they're not going to be promoting teams to the JPL, and the teams are not, no, lie. Teams
they're
are
going to
not
be
going to,
promoted.
no, lie.
There's going to be promotion because the JPL said that they're going to be promoting teams, not relegating teams.
Yeah, all right. Thank you. It's kind of confusing in my head. Let me explain it. What is taking place is that they're trying to expand the size of the JPL. So they want to take the JPL from 12 teams to 16 teams, right? So they're trying to do that for the tier 2 as well. So they want 16 teams. Now there are 13 teams in the tier 2. They want 16 teams in the tier 2, 16 teams in the JPL. So what they're going to be doing is there will be no relegation from tier 2 until tier 2 and tier 1 is filled with 16 teams. I kind of explain that how everybody get it. It's
Yeah,
kind of
so
little
basically
confusing.
there will be promotion to the tier two league,
Yes,
and there will
but
be
no
promotion.
relegation from it. No
So
relegation
basically, what
from
will
it.
happen is that for the JPL, they won't relegate any teams, but they will accept teams to join the league.
Yes, and
Whereas tier
yes,
2
and
now will not relegate; they will only promote teams from the parish leagues.
all right, there you go. So the JPL will not be relegating teams; they'll be only accepting teams, and tier 2 will not be relegating any teams either. They'll be
They'll
only
just be
accepting
accepting.
teams until both leagues are filled with 16 teams. What, Shavan? Before we go further into the intricacies of this whole thing, because I have some more information here to share with the people. With fans of Jamaican football. What you think about the JPL moving up to 16 teams firstly, and then tier 2 also having 16 teams?
Something that's
Two
needed.
larger number 16 for the JPL.
It's needed.
Hmm.
My biggest concern now is just, are they going to utilize the 16 teams? When I say that, what are they going to do now to try to drain the market in a monetary way? Because remember, it's a struggle now for the 12 teams and pertaining to money. So when they get it to the 16, are there going to be any changes that will actually attract money right now to the other 4 teams? Because again, if the resources right now is not a lot, if you put more teams in it, that will stretch out further. So if you're only going to think
Solid point.
if you're only going to be thinking about, hey, I just want to add 4 more teams to the league, but you're not planning to do anything different to attract any other form of income, then it makes no sense. Because you're just going to be going back in the same situation where you are. Yeah, media back.
Run blood. We talked about that already, but we mega answer.
No, but think I understand what you
Shavan
mean.
finish.
Yeah, but I understand what you mean with that, and that's something I want to bring up as well. But so we gotta go wait.
Yeah, but we soon talk about that, Run blood. Just finish up your point, Shavan.
Yeah, so having the 16 teams, it's all and well, because that's what we realize. Because alright, this is gonna be quite controversial, but again, it is not the views of Formula. It's not the views of the Formula Sports. It's just the views of Shavan. I don't think the persons in charge want to take responsibility of certain things. When I say that, what I mean, the JFF handed off responsibilities of football to the parish associations in the island. Am I wrong? In your opinion?
Handed off. Why you say that?
Because the parish associations are the one who gets the competition running. They're the ones who pays referee, etc.
Oh,
They're the ones
what
that
you mean. Yes.
So the JFF they don't really, and then based on the last interview I heard with Mr. Williams of the JPL, it seems as if that's what they did again. So instead of having
the JPL,
instead
they
of having the
delegate
clubs,
responsibilities. Yeah,
exactly. Because it doesn't, because the clubs are not the ones that gets their own sponsors. It's Mr. Williams who puts his use fame credibility for get sponsors, and then them do an auction or a raffle to decide which team sponsor which team.
Which I think is good.
I don't think that's good.
All right, we'll flesh that out a little later. But
with the 16 teams, I think it's good for the players. But again, if the work is not being done, and I don't mean on-field work,
Mm-hmm.
because football is more off-field than on-field. Off the field
So
work has sponsorship,
yeah,
marketing,
so
all of those.
so you are worrying now. I mean, already the sponsorship still isn't enough to meet the needs of the all the teams in the league.
The
So if you
current
add
sponsorship.
yeah. So if the current sponsorship model or the current how the current sponsorship works, or how much sponsorship is generated, it's
Because
not
based on
it's
based
not
on even
enough
what
for
me
the
hear,
12 teams already.
so basically when me hear they lost sponsors for this year's competition in
Yeah.
the JPL. And
So
that is something me believe it's based off the fact that the clubs really I don't see enough. Yeah, Mr. Sports Max advertise it and say this and that, but I don't see where the clubs themselves are doing enough to really generate. I am not in Arnett Garden. I am not in Tivoli, so I don't know what they are doing.
mhm.
But I am in Jamaica and I see what Man City I do. But they are Jamaica and I see what Man U I do. But they are Jamaica and I see what Real Madrid I do.
Yeah. All right. So the four extra teams might put an additional strain and resources. Fine. But what about the competitiveness of the JPL? Right? Is the 12-team league, in your opinion, is it competitive as it stands right now? From in
The,
terms of from the top of the league to the foot of the league, is it a competitive league right through?
Alright, since I saw the games being played at Arnett, the Jungle, I've seen some improvement in a few of the teams. Honestly, I have seen improvement, but that's just on field. But then again, Formula, how much games can you play at the Tony Spollen Sports Complex before it get damaged? And then they move to a next field and damage that. Remember, our aim right now, it shouldn't be to have all the game them a play at one stadium. Each club should have them own a stadium and them generate
Yeah.
them own income. That's what my
But
belief.
but sometimes you have to improvise, given the situations that you find yourself in. I think the
Remember,
league is the league struggling though, Shavan, because them really are trying to piece this thing together.
all right, but Formula, honestly, in your honest opinion, do you think there's anything different being done now that was being done 10 years ago with the JPL?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. There's effort being put into trying to come up with creative and innovative thinking to really change the landscape.
Remember, I'm just asking, so I don't know. Cause me just watch the game them, cause I'm say there's not much being reported on. I'm not
Yeah.
seeing a team feature, I'm not seeing a player feature, I'm not seeing none of them thing they real and
Me
truly.
personally want to start do a JPL show too, Shavan.
But me say it to you already, me say a long time me say it to
Yeah,
you, so
man.
we
Yeah,
need to
man.
have one.
A long time. Me plan for do it, but me kind of been a little bit distracted. But me soon get it off the ground. Trust me.
Cause I
And
think
it,
that one more thing when me say I don't think what the heads. Cause what me think them are look on right now, even selling like people buying shares into a club. Right now, honestly, we don't know much about the clubs and for say we interested for buy shares in our club. If I tell the truth. The only reason why
yeah,
we
but
might say we want to buy a shares in our club is because we love football.
my thing is, Shavan. I mean, we don't want to get down that road yet. Still, we soon get to that. But just because you touch on it, buying shares in a club that has any of these clubs ever turned a profit?
That's what I'm saying.
Why is anybody going to take up their hard-earned money? What they're trying to sell is they're trying to sell upside, right? So they're trying to market it to say that look, the JPL is heading places, right? You want to buy some stock in some JPL clubs because in another 3-5 years it will be worth a lot more than it is currently worth right now, and that's
Yeah,
fine.
but
But
the clubs are not doing anything to market themselves to make them
no,
profit.
man, they are. But it's just, let me tell you, it's not. I think generate the clubs are trying, Shavan. But I think generating real interest in the league is proving to be a problem. But hold on, there. We'll soon flesh this out. We'll soon flesh that out. We'll soon talk about that. We want to kind of talk a little bit more about some of the intricacies of the upcoming the newish looking structure, right? All right, so each parish will have a premier competition or a super league, right? But there are some parishes like a Casafa or a St. Catherine that, because of the amount of clubs that they have in those respective parishes, they're gonna have two options, right? Either they can have two leagues, which it would be a Premier League or a Super League in the respective parish, and also a Major League as sort of like a second division in the parish. Or what they can do is try and convince clubs to merge, to cut down on the amount of clubs that are in some parishes. So more than likely, common sense tells me that given the politics at play and given the word eludes me right now, but basically given the politics at play, more than likely we're gonna see some parishes like a Casafa having two leagues in the respective parish rather than one. Because honestly, I don't see too many clubs merging. I don't see any of these parish associations convincing any of
JFF,
these clubs to
the
merge.
JFF is not the part that's I'm saying a formula. Alright, you see if the JFF never come out with this, never push off the responsibilities to the parish association them, we wouldn't have this
JFF
issue
could have
right
just
now.
put on them foot.
Yeah,
Good
because
point. Yeah.
because right now me have to wonder if a Casafa run Jamaican football because me can't understand how a subsidiary I tell the owner, no, me not like this. Me not go join it. Remember JFF is the leader of football in Jamaica, unless
Yeah,
we have
but
it wrong.
Shavan, you have to have checks and balances during a Shavan.
Yeah, and the JFF.
Employees can say to employers, say, you not do a certain thing wrong, you not do it right,
No, but family, in this situation, I don't think that applies. Because
Why?
remember, whatever JFF is the governing body,
Mm-hmm.
so they are in charge of all forms of football. So whatever they say should go. Well, not say should go. We're not saying a whole system where you have bad up anybody or anything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in that sense, what I'm saying is that if the JFF decides to go a different direction, who is the little brother for get up and say, no, you're mad. Me don't want to do that. They can't tell me for join that. Every other
Mm-hmm.
parish in the island seems to agree with it except Kingston.
Kasafa.
So why is
Mm-hmm.
it that one? And remember, it's the
They
smallest
were the only
association.
parish that voted against it,
It's the
against the
smallest
restructuring.
association. It's the
Mm-hmm.
smallest association, and them have the most clubs. Think about it. They are the smallest association, and they have the
In
most
terms of
clubs.
our population, or
The
in terms
small
of
size, like size, the size of the parish, the two parish, them,
you
the
mean the
two part,
borders? Mm-hmm.
the two parish, them border
They,
together. It's
yeah,
still
yeah.
smaller than the next smallest parish.
You mean the what you call it, the actual physical size, the word
Yeah,
loose, right?
physical, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing now. They said they say this community thing. They said this is what most of them. Cause when me see right here, so now them thing are not really community. The team them I see right here is up on the screen. Well, you guys you won't see it, but I'm seeing it here. These are not community-based team based off my understanding. These are like a whole. This basically like represent a parish. Whereas in Kingston and St. Andrews, seem as if every single parish, especially the garrisons, them have a team for themselves, and that is an issue.
Yeah, yeah. And that they might try to cut down on the amount of teams. All right. They must have too many
Up
clubs.
and running.
Blood.
Running, but get what you say with that, them no want to travel to rural Jamaica. But me guarantee say, if them same team they reach now the JPL, them have to travel to St. Thomas. Have to go St. James go play a match. So what the difference now?
All right. Blood. We forget we did answer Blood question. So what Casafa? Casafa Super League? That's the question. I think he's referring to the non-include or the fact that there are no Casafa teams in the new tier 2. I don't know what is going to happen. who knows? Probably that is what Kasafa is trying to hold out final. Probably Kasafa is trying to say, look, instead of the 4 second divisions that was in play prior, let us have, instead of 4, let us have 2. So this new tier 2 system with all the other confeds plus another league being the Kasafa Super League, which would serve as another side-by-side second tier, so to speak. That's what they're holding out for. I don't know.
That's what I was saying in the formula. If them want to have them feed them own a second division where we say one team from this or 2 teams from this qualify for the Premier League, and then one of them team go up automatically. We don't know if that. But if that, to me, that's a madness. Because that basically means that Kasafa run football in Jamaica.
Yeah, I don't think it would be wise for the JFF to allow Kasafa to set that sort of precedent. Not saying that we're not saying that that's what Kasafa wants to do, right? We don't know. We're just here, kind of speculating as to what could be the reason. We know for a fact Kasafa does not support it, but we don't know what is their end game exactly. What exactly is what are they trying to achieve by holding out? But if that is the case, that they would want their own standalone second division league along with this new national tier 2 league, if JFF were to allow Kasafa to set that precedent, it would be a bad precedent, because anybody could have basically stick up the federation and say, yo, this we want and we're going to hold out until we get it.
Yeah, because if Kasafa get up and say, yo, we're not going, we're going to stop St. Catherine from saying, what, we pull out our team them too.
Yeah, yeah. It's going to have a domino effect. Yeah. All right.
So, me think, my personal opinion, I think, what me think would be a better, what I was, because when I showed me the sheet formula, the first thing up to my mind was that the 2 empty slot them, if the JFF said to Kasafa, we're giving 2 teams in this then. That's what I thought, because I see 2 empty slots on the sheet. We could have carried this to 15 teams. Or probably them have 3 teams away for Kasafa. So then the 3 top team them for come play this. I don't know, it could be. But then again, I would think it'd be unfair to the other parishes then, because the only parish here that I see with 2 teams is St. James. Yeah, St. James are the only team with two teams here. So
I think and we're getting into it a bit more, because some of it also has to do with clubs not meeting the club licensing criteria and all of that sort of stuff. All right, so let's get further into it, right? Hold on. All right, so we'll talk about the tier 2 playoffs already. Yeah, top 2 teams in the playoff. Yeah, all right. So, and we spoke about the no relegation. All right, so we spoke about that already. Hold on. All right, so a lot of the teams that are currently in this tier 2, that are currently in it now, were actually the top teams from the respective parish leagues from when organized competition was last played.
Okay.
So except for 1 and 2 of them, I think that wasn't the case for Chapelton Maroons. Right, but from what we understand, Chapelton Maroons is actually connected to an academy. I don't remember the name of the academy right now, but yeah, so I don't know if it's probably a case where they have met the club licensing criteria.
So they were inserted.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably it was the JFF thought that it would be a good thing based on the fact that they have an academy linked to the team to have them be a part of it.
So Otis asked if you send the link formula.
Who?
Otis.
Oh, Otis. Oh. Otis, sorry, no, Otis. Me way up in the comment section in the Otis. Me not even see your comment. Hold on there. Give me one sec. I soon drop the link for you. So yeah, so that's how most of these teams would have been selected in this whole thing. As I said, Shavan, I don't know what the two other slots would have looked like. More than
The
I mean,
only thing,
at the very least, one other team from Kasafa more than likely would have had to have occupied one of those two slots.
my thing is now with this, the only thing with me that's I think there should be the third division as well, restructure third division, and then do it based off the county.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like the top two teams from that county play a playoffs. Just my that's my belief that. But this I like the idea. Well, I love the idea. I think
Yeah.
something we have been doing a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think this itself would actually cut down most of the teams, and because instead of a player just stick to theme particular club in a theme community, if him know say him live in a like say Trelawney, instead of him go him know say local community side in a theme here and him just go to Falmouth United. So all of the top players within Trelawney would be playing for Falmouth. So that itself can bring development as well. But as I say still, we'll have to wait and see, because the JFF themselves hasn't really, well, I don't know if they ever really announced anything. I come like a we are them spokesperson. Come like YouTubers are really them spokesperson.
Formula Sports JFS spokesperson. Mind you, I don't want them the kind of stereotype there, no boss. Next thing you know, people think say
No,
we
what I say
not
that I
we
mean
not
because
deliver the info objectively.
because Manningsman was talking about it earlier as well. So
Mm-hmm.
when I said that, I mean could be a situation where, as what I'm saying, come like the YouTubers they more know more about the JP more than
But
the bike.
say actually sources behind the scenes actually, supply
The
the
information.
the the, the YouTubers with this. This info well, I don't think this information that I think I got it yesterday. I don't think it was really originally meant for me, I'm not gonna say who it was originally meant for, but I don't think it was originally meant for we. We just have people that reach out to the vloggers and give them the info because they want to
Get the information
get
out.
the information out there.
I mean, again, I love the information. I love the idea. But I still
Mm-hmm.
think there's work to be done. But the fact that you can see that they have made adjustments. Honestly, I think JFF, somebody in JFF listen to people, I actually think they might try and they're making the effort for try, but again, you have certain people who just probably don't want nothing for change.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this one.
Yo, General, what one?
There,
Yo,
good.
yo.
Yo, I know I hear me there pass through a car farm, and I don't know, like, I don't know why I'm not getting notification. New device. Anyways. Me here not touch a topic. Question. JFF released that previously about the each club, each team from a parish.
Hold on, repeat that.
You mean
Talk about just now. JFF released that recently. The new changes.
they have touched on some of them publicly.
All right.
Representatives from the federation have touched on some of the points publicly.
All right, let me give you some knowledge of that, because we know about that from about 2018. You know, it's in the pipeline from about 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So, what they basically want to do is have a top team from each parish, right? This is how them did. You need to have meetings and stuff. So that was the plan. So it's like say for example, St. Thomas now, them want the FA. Basically, the reason why they might do this is they want to have the best team from each parish. And with some new requirements from CONCACAF, the club them have to go get like updated, more
Mm-hmm.
work have to go be done in the clubs and all of that. But when you look at it, Jamaica football, the level we can reach this in regard to certain requirements. You get it? So what them did I say is like the clubs in each parish choose the best players, and however way they can structure it and get the best team from each parish. You understand what I mean? Put it together, get the necessary requirements so your club qualify, in regards to every documentation we need to reach the level of CONCACAF. So Casafa though, I did have a problem with it because most of the team were playing at the Premier League based out of Kingston, St. Andrew, surrounding, close by. Casafa did always have a problem with it. For what reason, we don't know. Them always did an object to it. But personally, me think it's a good move. And in regard to Casafa, I just think it's a way of, it's my own words, politics. If you get it. In my own words. Because for the football better in the country, why not have each parish have a team and, participate? When you look at it, say for example, St. Thomas as example. Lots of players from St. Thomas played in the Premier League, Wally, the most of the top clubs. However, the club structure in St. Thomas poor. You understand what I mean? We don't have much sponsor out that side, but nobody not really spend money in a football in a St. Thomas per se. You understand? So when you look on the flip side right now, say for example now, that structure come in and St. Thomas can get a team. It's going to be more beneficial or people are more interested to pump money in that because, as an all-island thing and we have a team representing at the Premier League. You understand what I mean? So it open up avenues now for most of the players that we have a play outside can represent St. Thomas. You catch it for what I said?
Yeah, man.
So it's a thing where them did have in the pipeline. Casafa always did object to it. Seems like they're still an object to it. Reason why I don't know. But I personally think it's a good gesture.
I think Casafa though, just before Shavan jump in, I think Casafa seems to be totally against everything that this particular JFF administration is trying to do. And I think it's some political play, some power play. Because I think it's a power play at that they're trying to implement. Them seem to just be completely against everything that JFF wants to do.
Yeah, because I remember I know in a Casafa, most of them teams they have sponsorship, they have money pumping in football. You get what I'm saying? So me personally think them scared. And why I say them scared, I said this, I know this is a fact. Ball in their town more than ball in their country. Period. Country have more baller than we in a town itself. But guess what? Because of the lack of finance in a football in the country team them. You get what I mean? Them now get that exposure. So a team from Kingston now got a country see a couple baller, boom, them pull them in a them team. I mean guarantee if you do a research, 90% of them teams that we are playing at the Premier League now, check how much players in them come from country.
No, but even JC themselves, I think most of JC baller them are ballers when them get from school them in the rural areas and just carry them and transfer them to JC.
So I think it's a thing that they are scared.
No, me think they're scared, but me think it's also a thing when them not gonna have no power.
Huh?
You see, because them not gonna have no power
over
the league.
That's why them scared Shavan the power might dwindle.
They're scared. Exactly.
I don't think it's only a scared of losing power though, I think it's a power play to try and gain more power. Exactly. In some way, shape or form. I don't know if them want to get their guy into the federation, so they might try to do as best as possible to undermine the current JFF administration. I don't know what it is, but
what more ask, see that they have since they have influence in it and in the system. Do you think it would be a good idea to scrap all of the Parish Association them and the JFF just control everything themselves?
All right. Yes, I think it would be best if all football in the country run under one umbrella. But yet still, I don't think it will go so back based on politics again. Because, politics. It's have a lot to do with
Alright. The reason why I'm alright. What me that's because as everybody know, me hate the parish league them. The parish association them to me is just a put off. In my head, me honestly believe say you see if Kasafa them could have even make subsidiaries of a North St. Andrew Federation, a South St. Andrew Federation, I think they would have do it just to push off responsibilities. In my honest opinion, is if you are going to segregate the football like that, I think you should have it on a county-based system. We'll have too much parishes for you have them different federation there. I think about it, Jamaica is so small. Why we need 13 different associations separate from the JFF?
The reason for that is, all right, each parish have them own whatever, but all of them still under the JFF, right? But it's so messed up again based on the politics, because guess what? The federation, and this is a reality, the federation pump money more in some parishes than what them put in a some. You understand what I'm saying? Let me go back to St. Thomas football. St. Thomas football, parish football league is one of the poorest in the country, right? When every other league starts, St. Thomas League are the last league to start. Why? We can hardly get a sponsor, we can hardly get this, we can hardly get that. But guess what now? Make election come up for president or whatever. Every league starts on time in every parish. Check it. Every league in every parish start on time. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, why this can run that way all the time and not just when you have an election or when
someone come on.
So it all go back to the politics. But the football and the parish just run under one big even at that. The JFF responsible for all of the league. You understand what I mean? But it based on how the things set up now, it go hard. It's gonna hard. Because
I think it's hard. I think it's hard.
Small, but it's going to take a whole heap of work.
I don't think it's hard. You know the reason why?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I'm going to tell you why persons might think it will hard, because we as Jamaicans, we don't like change. We like things to continue as how things is, because any form of change we as Jamaica say, we say it hard. If a man for change him house color, it causes argument in him house.
Hold on, 1 second, guys. Eagle Republic, I agree with this. All clubs, there's only a quota for youth players in the JPL. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think the new Tier 2 league will have a quota for young players. Don't quote me on that, but if I'm not mistaken, the quota is only for the JPL. But it would be good if it applies right across the board. Go to Otis.
Back to what I say formula. Why I say it go hard, right? Look for it in this aspect, right? Every parish now have a league run. With all the JFF perform now, JFF alone cannot keep track of all players.
Why not?
Well, I know all of that. Them not in a position to do that right now, because
so all the US do it, and the US bigger than we.
No, I could go back again. I say it can't happen now. Listen what I say again. I say it can't happen now. But based on how the JFF going around now, it's gonna be hard. You understand what I say, formula?
Yeah, I get your point.
You need a St. Thomas. Alright, boom. Say JFF are run it now. You need a player from out of St. Thomas. Me then I state and I see a player at St. Thomas you want. I see a player at St. Thomas you want. I contact JFF and say, give me some information on the player. Right now, alright, make sure, let me break it down even smaller. As much as you have 13 parishes, them now with them organization, they have JFF. Go to JFF right now and tell them they need a player from St. Thomas and give them name.
Them
And
don't know them.
if JFF can bring up any information about that player, something wrong.
That's
Yeah,
that's a good point.
But
That's
Otis,
a
it
good
goes,
point, Otis.
Otis,
You
it
get
goes
the
back.
point.
You get
Otis, it goes back. It
Yeah,
goes back to what
man.
media always I say.
So wait, Shavan, what am I saying, Shavan? Sorry for cut you, but what am I saying? Just to clarify for those who might not get it, what he's saying that as much responsibility that is being delegated, right? It is basically nobody not really on top of anything basically.
No, but again,
It is
Formula.
still not being run in a manner that is befitting, so to speak.
But Formula, it goes back to what media said initially, The JFF just hand off the responsibility of a parish to the association them. So in a for them mind, hey, me give Formula for run St. Thomas, so me know about St. Thomas. Formula for know everything about St. Thomas, but me the JFF, nothing know nothing about St. Thomas. Me only must know the winner.
So what you're saying, Shavan, is that the JFF needs to. I'm sure there's some amount of checks and balances that goes into this thing for sure. I know that. But what you're saying is that there needs to be more accountability. There needs to be more mandates, so to speak, that are given to the respective federations, to the respective parish associations to improve football across the island. More mandates being issued.
Again, if it's up to me, if me join JTF president tomorrow, if me have position on the board, every single parish association done. You see, all the people that
I
working
don't know
at
if
the
I
JFF.
agree with that, though, Shavan. I don't know if I agree with that.
No, Shavan, and this,
I agree with that.
I'm not gonna agree with that now, right? You see, if JFF are gonna do that, them have to go get. All right. Let me put myself in a JFF position now. If I'm the president, I'm gonna run it that way. This is how what have to go happen. I have to go hire now people when now have to go St. Thomas. All all players.
Yeah.
It's when the league happy there.
So what they'd have to do in a Otis, what you're saying is they would have to bring everything more in-house.
In-house. Yeah.
That is what me are saying now. So alright, so hold on.
It's go hard. But listen why the messed up thing, why the football now run good. You see the JFF and the parish associations, it's like them now work. Them now do no work.
Together.
Because if them did not do them work, Formula Zane, you never need fit. I got to L. You want to hear get the information. Alright, bro, I did this. Me there recently I make up on Premier League, and when me look for some players, nothing did about them name.
I don't like that.
Someone me do recently.
You're lucky you see them name, boss. You're lucky you see even
more did it. So when I say
but what is that is an improvement and a step up on what would have been taking place 2 years ago in a Otis.
Right.
So you have to give the man them props, brethren.
Alright,
them put in the work.
Alright, Otis, look on this now. Based off of what you just said a while ago, right?
But it can be done, but it would be much easier if you have the parish association them. Because you have people at each parish that take care of that and provide that information to you. So you get adequate information at hand. You don't have to go through the stress of,
But
hold on.
Otis, I kind of agree with Shavan, when I think more about it now, I kind of, sorry for cutting Shavan, but me a big you up because I kind of agree more with your point now, Shavan, when I think about it. It would probably be best to bring everything more in-house so them can really have them finger on the pulse of what is taking place on the ground, and also you wouldn't have a situation like this taking place with Kasafa now. See?
Exactly. Alright, look at this formula.
JFF would have just implement it in a Kasafa rather than having to basically ask Kasafa to come on board. It would be more of a dictatorship rule kind.
It's not a dictator formula. It wouldn't be a dictatorship.
It would enhance efficiency. That's what I'm trying to say. It would enhance efficiency.
Look at this right now, right? Based off of what Otis there say, if we get rid of the association, then we would have to hire one person to control each respective parish, right? That would have better. And the
And
reason
bring them
why,
in-house into the JF.
But-
Yeah.
because like every week or every 2 weeks, that particular person have to run a report and have to provide you with a presidential
Yes.
report, provide information. But no, when you have the association, them, the association guarantees that the JFF now follow up with the association them as much.
Or they're not following up as much as they should.
Should be.
Formula.
Mhm.
Don't think it. I mean, I tell you this, based off of experience, bro. It's not easy for the parish association them to run, to run the league and gather all of that. It's not an easy task,
Me know.
One JFF can do that, It's gonna take an organization to do that. You understand what I mean? It's
In
not
terms
an
of-
easy task a one man or a two man do.
Yeah. So what you could have now, what Chavan is advocating for Otis, is that you could have various divisions within the JFF. So you have a division responsible for St. Catherine. You have a division
Or
responsible.
Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey.
That makes
Yes, and that's it don't even have to be on a parish basis, it could be on a county basis or a confederation basis.
So you have a Cornwall, so that's what media are saying now. So instead of you have, so I look at this now. You have 13 associations right now, right? They are going to make up the third division. Whereas if you had a situation where there's the third division is broken up into 3 associations, Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey. If you need to have it, then that's just 3 persons alone instead of have to have 13 persons.
You have the Eastern Conference, you have the Western, you have the Central. You have that,
So hold on there. So you have alongside. Wait, hold on. So alongside having the parish associations, right
You have
now,
the confed associations as well.
yes, sister. Yo, that tree they big, brother. You realize that tree they big.
Yeah, but
You realize that tree they big. Otis.
Yeah, and but we are get to the we really are flesh this thing out, because the confed association I think would more be for the respective leagues. But I'm wondering if that would still be in effect now. Like how, the Confederation second divisions are no longer in place because of this new second tier that is going to be implemented. So it really shows you, that the resources, both human and financial resources, was being stretched too thin at every level, administratively, right? Financially, from a player standpoint, in terms of the quality of the competitions being watered down because the quality is spread out too thin. So this is really going to be having a positive effect.
I think
or should be anyways.
Never tell you as well. One thing. With the same rule, I think them say even if a club say win the second tier for come Premier League, if you don't have enough, say for example they say where they have to have $1 million in their account before you can play the Premier League. So even if you don't have the money, you still can't go Premier League.
Them have to have the meet club licensing criteria, that sort of stuff. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, we need more clarity on this. If I'm not mistaken, to be involved in the second tier, you have to meet club licensing criteria. So what you're saying would probably more apply to the respective parish leagues, the clubs from the respective parish leagues.
May I go email you some documents with all of this. Just
cool.
Send a message in the email, because all of this with everything, I have all of them there, so you can.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated, Otis.
Only pages with whatever. Me never go to all of them. But now, the attachment with all of that, because me have all of them.
I appreciate that, Otis. It would help if we really flesh it out.
Everything in it. But I'm not fed up with it and cut, because I can't take full mission.
But Otis, no, Otis, you have to be a patriot for the country, Otis, and if we continue fight the fight in our trenches,
Politics are gonna get me on. You're gonna hear say this man this and them are gonna get to them fast. You know? Majority win, minority lose, Most right now where them are object, check it out, and them have the money are spending them team. Them no one at the side this and that and come start compete. No, them ready go take out the good ball of them in the little team, them up this and build up for them team. That's why that is why me love look for English Premier League. You notice that the ball field get level now? Why you think the ball field get level now? More clubs that make more money invest money in the small.
Yeah, it's a level out.
So that's why it's more competitive.
Yeah.
You can't just have your one side and beat every year. Yeah, win. What about the competition then of that? You get what I say? Come on.
Yeah. It's a power and a money making thing as well, because the thing about it is everybody a fight over the little crumbs off of the table. And them not realize that if them really and truly unite and put this thing together properly, there will be a much larger pie that will be big,
and stop
so
pass
to
off
speak, and the slices will be bigger.
Stop pass off responsibilities.
But Shavan, them can't manage. When you think about it, the JFF really and truly can't manage as it is, So for them, it probably in their best interest to pass out to delegate responsibility.
If you put the right people in the position,
true,
and that's what them say, you pay the people to do the job, then we do the job.
But them will tell us that them not have no money. That's the thing, the parish president, the parish, basically everybody that works for the parish associations, right? By the way, guys, smash the like button. Free and easy way to support the channel. Free and easy way to give the youth them a strength. We are fleshing out a very important topic, guys. So smash the like button. But when I say those, it is the responsibility, of the respective parish associations, right, to source the revenue to pay individuals that work at the parish associations. Now, the JFF can barely get sponsorship for their federation, right? Much less to source sponsorship, to increase revenues, to pay more in-house staff.
No, but Formula, look at this. Remember, we are talking about seeking sponsorship as if it's something we can just go outside and pick off of the tree. The JFF themselves are not doing anything to warrant sponsors running them down. The clubs in Jamaica aren't doing anything to warrant anybody running them down to sponsor them. That's one of the main things.
Yeah, you're right. JFF now do nothing to get no sponsor, but the clubs them, when they check it out, make a look again. The clubs them can't even afford. All right, how much club in Jamaica can buy 5 pair of boots for $5?
All right, look at this. All right, hold on. Formula 10 years ago, no people say gaming as like a waste of time. Tell the truth.
Yeah.
I'm on the gaming as just a waste. And look on gaming now.
$1 industry, yeah.
Game is now the second highest revenue maker in the world behind sports. You know the reason why? Because you market it properly. That is the
gaming
thing.
Is the second highest. Is it second highest what?
Of course, gaming is literally part as a little bit behind sports. When you have a game like Fortnite, you able to pay them winners $2 million.
I see what you mean, yeah. Behind sports, just right behind sports.
Yeah. If you look at it, just marketing. We said the club them have them social media platform. And every time Mr. Speed is on live, we hear him talk. You see, every time a question come up about that, he not have no interest. Somebody asking about jersey, me no know. And that's my responsibility. No.
Who that?
All right, Formula.
Mr. Speed.
Yeah.
Otis, make your point and then more for say something. Make your point, Otis.
Just what I gonna do, I gonna make a run. Just send me an email. Let me just email you the document. See?
Yeah, man. All right, cool. Me send it to you. WhatsApp or IG. Me WhatsApp it to you.
WhatsApp.
I just send it in the private chat.
Yeah.
All right, Otis.
Yourself,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Otis,
Otis, big up.
bless up. Much appreciated again, man.
No problem.
Yeah, man. Bless up, Otis. Take care. Shavan, what me did want to say, though, you know? This was the JFF struggles to get sponsorship because corporate Jamaica does not trust them, right? That is the fact of the matter. Whether JFF wants to accept that or admit that, it is facts, right? The JFF struggles to get sponsored. Well, they struggle to get sponsorship for a number of reasons, but the main reason, or certainly one of the main reasons, is that corporate Jamaica does not trust the Jamaica Football Federation.
Yeah, that is
right?
true.
Fine. If they were to set up BAM now and bring the handling of the respective parishes or the respective confederations, if they were supposed to set up BAM and bring that in-house, those confederations and associations would suffer even more, because at least the parish associations on their own are not as stained with the stain of the JFF versus if they were in-house. If you understand the point I'm trying to make. So it probably, from that perspective, it is probably best that the parish associations are out on their own to fend for themselves.
Yeah, but formula, that's not good enough for our. I get what you're saying now, and
I
it is
agree,
right,
it's not ideal, you know, but it's the current predicament, the situation, the circumstances.
Alright, let's use our Reggae Boyz for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can say we have more than 4 popular players in our national team, right?
Popular players in that, what do you mean popular? In terms
Popular
of
global.
Jamaica?
Global.
4?
Ravel.
2.
Ravel.
Yeah, Ravel is to be fair, Ravel is very popular.
Ravel, you have
I
Mikel.
understand. Mikel.
You have
Leon
Bailey.
to a certain extent, yeah.
So, who else me that say now? Alright, let's say 3.
Yeah, man, I think nobody else.
So 3 right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about this. If you go to, say, Mikel Antonio is a British individual, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you are seeking sponsorship for a club now, that you could use Mikel Antonio to sell the JFF or to sell a brand. Remember, you know, there are a lot of Jamaicans in England, right? And there's a lot of Jamaicans in London as well.
Yeah.
Let's say you go to a British Airways. You go to some company in England and I say to them, say, yo, we have Mikel Antonio. He's a very big presence in London. You can use him and market him. Because remember, that's all with marketing, you know. You have a Leon Bailey that's playing for Aston Villa. There's a lot of Jamaicans in Birmingham. I think Birmingham have the most Jamaicans in England, if I'm not wrong. If I'm wrong, somebody can correct me. You could use Leon to market that as well. Those are the things that's what clubs do, you know. You use Mikel Antonio and you brandish him in a Jamaica jersey, put him up on a billboard beside a British Airways plane. That is a British Airways sponsor. You use Leon for sell one bakery, whatever, in England. That is a sponsorship deal there. You have Jamaica National in England as well. You can use those. You have players you have Andre Blake, which is very popular in Philadelphia. There's a lot of Jamaicans in Philadelphia. Because remember, Andre Blake is their darling. You use Andre Blake and you sell Andre Blake's image to a company in Philadelphia, and you gain. That's marketing, you know. That's what marketing is, you know. When you go to a Captain Burrell and them give you $100,000 Jamaican dollar, what that do? That's the point that I'm trying to make. You can use the players. I never see a JFF advertisement with a player yet. Am I lying? If I'm wrong, tell me.
JPL?
A JFF.
Or JFF? Ooh, why not come to mind right now, you know?
I have never ever seen.
Not come to mind.
You see the minute we got Mikel Antonio in the national jersey, in picture should have there all over the world.
Yeah. Them never use Mikel Antonio right at all, you know.
We don't even see a picture. We don't even see a picture of him on his IG page. We say, yo, this is our new Jamaica Reggae Boyz.
Yeah, if I even for put up some billboards, it like not all like
Nothing at all was done. So that's why I'm saying we here saying that it's trust. People don't trust the JFF. Probably the people them just say JFF don't know for market the people them, so they don't know how to use it. So we're not gonna waste our money when the JFF now go push themselves to sell the players. Look what did you sell do with Usain Bolt?
Mm-hmm.
Usain Bolt retired and them still are use him and push him. Those are the things where you have to do for market your brand.
You see the thing. You see the thing though is Shavan. You see the thing though is the individuals in the Jamaica Football Federation are lacking multiple things, right? They are lacking expertise. They don't have the knowledge of these things. They are lacking the resources, right? And them don't even have basic level expertise to be able to generate some amount of revenue to invest back into the federation. They're also lacking integrity because corporate Jamaica does not trust them, and I don't business where Ruda Speed want to say when me and him did the on the live there, when I was asking him what is the JFF doing to change the negative perception of alleged corruption and mismanagement of the part of their federation and the part of their federation, right? It wasn't me. I didn't even want an answer from Speed when I asked that question, you know. I just wanted to place it in his mind that the JFF needs to go about rebranding themselves.
That is true.
So there are a number of things that they are lacking.
Because look at even a Bob Marley thing, right? I tell people this, you know. You see, when I saw Ajax use the Bob Marley image on them jersey, that itself literally, you know.
Shavan, sorry for cut you, but a Reggae Boyz jersey with Bob Marley on it and the reggae colors would I sell like hot bread in a Europe in a Virgin?
Those are the things, but me have to say
about Bob Marley shirt there, you Virgin, my always see pick like me just randomly. Me no know. I watch like one football match in me no know Netherlands or Czech Republic, Virgin.
And Netherlands and play Three Little Birds.
Me just randomly see somebody sit down in the stands with one Bob Marley shirt on.
Hold on there. The Three Little Birds, it's Ajax national anthem. The Three Little Birds is Ajax anthem.
Yeah.
Three Little Birds.
A whole heap of clubs in Europe have done that collaboration with the Bob Marley thing, you know. Bohemians in Ireland, Ajax in the Netherlands, and another club too. I can't remember what club off the top of my head.
Alright, Formula.
Why JFF not do that?
Alright, I'm gonna tell you how I know. I mean, if me I look too deep, but as I say, I love for Jamaican football bigger than anything else. So, the game I will play against Peru, right? And people might say, I think too far again. I don't know if you took a closer look at the players' jersey, they had on the World Cup qualifiers patch on them jersey. So you know what that tell me, say? Umbra not giving them enough jerseys. Not providing the national team with enough jerseys. So they must have a recycled jersey. It's the reason why we may not be able to put the people in name on them jersey. Because there's no way you're going to play a friendly match and you have on a World Cup qualifying patch on your jersey. So that means that we're not getting enough jerseys. So simple things like that, even about simple things like about the jersey contracts and all of those things, it shows that we're not doing those things properly.
My thing is, Shavan, you know, I said there's a number of things that the federation lacks, right? And my thing is just simple basic things that we see taking place in other footballing organizations now is not taking place in ours. And look, we are left to speculate as to why these things are not taking place in our federation. We don't know why, We don't know why is it a case that jerseys, World Cup qualifying jerseys, are being recycled for friendly games. We don't know why. But the fact of the matter is, it is happening and it should not.
It
So
should
they are
not.
clearly, look, I give the JFF credit to some extent because, you know, when I think about it, we'll give the JFF credit and say, oh, things are improving. But are they really improving? Because the more you find out, you know, is the more you realize, you know, that a lot of these improvements, so to speak, that are being implemented by the Jamaica Football Federation are FIFA, and if I'm not mistaken, CONCACAF mandated.
Mandating, so it's not really the JFF themselves.
Even if it's not mandated, FIFA and CONCACAF are saying to, you know, the JFF, look, it would be good if these things are implemented.
Yeah, that's true.
So
All right.
it's like they're not implementing. Sometimes a lot of these things they're not implementing it on their own.
They're
They're
being
being
forced.
pushed. They're being either forced. They're either being forced or being pushed into implementing them.
All right, Neo. Well, that may be true, you know, pertaining to the contracts. The players may have contract obligations in certain markets, but all right, look at say Raheem Sterling for example. Raheem Sterling is signed to New Balance now, but whenever a city is, he still models Manchester City jerseys in their advertisement. The other day with Messi, PSG had a photo shoot. You know, Adidas sponsor Messi, right? Right, Formula.
Mm-hmm.
When they had the PSG photo shoot for their new jersey, Messi was in the jersey, and Messi had to wear his Adidas boots. But you know what PSG did? They put something over his boots to basically block out the Adidas itself. So basically indicating that we're not stopping you from doing that, you know, but we are guessing because you're representing us, you have a contractual obligation to us as well.
Yeah.
We can put a marketing deal in there as well.
There are workarounds.
Exactly.
There are workarounds, and those workarounds need to be identified and exploited. The fact of the matter is, though, Neo, the fact of the matter is that other federations are doing these sort of things and our federation is not. If other federations can be doing it, why isn't ours?
So
I don't know. JFF are move too slow sometimes, man. Like it's just a snail's pace.
Alright,
The
I don't think
they are being forced to implement.
I don't think it's about the negotiate. I just think, as what you said, probably the persons they're not really, because them it's because the person they're probably not used to certain type of the modern day type of marketing. They don't have any, so them not have the interest in it.
The individuals in the JFF are archaic on a whole, Shavan. They don't seem to understand
because
any form of contemporary thinking on any subject matter whatsoever.
Alright, Neo, just look at it. Alright, let's say we're only subjecting it to Jamaica. Leon Bailey is extremely popular in Jamaica. I have never seen a Leon Bailey advertisement in Jamaica selling a Puma jersey. My Umbra jersey. Never ever. The only time I see Leon in a Jamaica jersey upon them IG page when Jamaica go play match. Those things are the other day when the Queen, when the Prince was here, and Leon was in the Jamaica attire there. The JFF now put up one picture at Leon at that event. Those are the things that we are talking about. Those are the things where you see that.
You know what they could do? You know what they could even do? They could even tag the official Instagram account of the Royals in that picture.
Exactly.
And it is a possibility that the official Instagram account of the Royals would now share
the post. And then people all over the world would see it.
Yeah. All right. We never really stray off topic. Everything is you know intertwined and you know. But just specifically back to the new national tier 2 league that is currently being implemented. Shavan, what do you think are the pros of this league? And then I'm gonna ask you what you think are the cons, if there are any cons, to the implementation of this new league. But what are the pros first?
All right. So just based off the tier two things, I think it would the pros to me is that we will have the the better players being shown more. So instead of we have all of the better players them are playing a one league in a St. Thomas, you
Mm-hmm.
know the team in a St. Thomas can attract the best players from their parish.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes on to play now, the football itself can improve in that regard. Well, potentially, 'cause we don't know how they're going to mess up this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Sponsorship wise, they keep indicating that they don't have any money. So no, whatever sponsors that would normally go towards a parish league itself, that can be now subject to one tier two competition. So instead of you have 13 parish, each parish have a separate sponsorship, those 13 sponsors can probably come together. So it bring more revenue into the second division.
At the second tier, at the second tier
Exactly. A
level,
one
yeah,
second tier itself.
rather than it being spread out across the confederation.
Exactly. So we could even have games being televised now because the guarantee say they're saying that Mandeville and Manchester are possibly one of the richest parish in Jamaica. So I know say them are going to see for them team are playing.
All that too is, are they tapping into that market of the returning residents in Mandeville? Because you know a whole heap of them are built a ton of
No in the
bridges.
JFF. No in the
Remember one
JFF.
time,
No.
remember one time I drive go, well, I personally didn't drive. I was a child, I was very young. And my mother there drive go there. I don't remember what was the reason why we went out there into the Mandeville region, right? There was some distant relative that was living out that side, right? I would there drive through some of them big community there in a Virgin. I mean I tell you in a Virgin.
Some
Some
big house.
spectacular mansions in a Virgin. Some spectacular mansions, but we'll never forget some of the house them Virgin. So you know.
As well, what is there say? To me, I think each parish itself has the potential. Because remember, if it's a situation where you can't get the major sponsors, if you have one team from Mandeville, if you have businesses within the Mandeville area, each of those teams can look and potentially sponsorship from those businesses, because that business is for Mandeville. They're building Mandeville, Portland as well, St. Thomas as well. So right, they say this now. Whereas before you'd have the league, you're gonna have most of the team them from St. Andrew. So a sponsor in a Portland now go and sponsor a team outside of Portland. But no, there is a team in Portland where them can look up to, them can sponsor them. So these players I can have something to look up to now. So I think those are the major pros in this league. That's why I've been calling for it for the longest while.
But Shavan, I mean, it wouldn't particularly it wouldn't particularly work like that though, for the second tier, because I remember, I mean, yeah, we get your point, but it would be good though, if the clubs could really, the lesser amount of clubs would make it easier for these respective clubs to tap into the respective businesses in their respective jurisdictions. And it would take less, because when you have a ton load of clubs in respective parishes, I got to all the establishments within those parishes for funding. Again, resources spread thin, so you would have more businesses would be supporting less clubs, or the same amount of businesses would be supporting less clubs. So let's say, for instance, you had, all of the teams that was in the Kasafa thing playing at the second division, right? Instead of all of those clubs having to go to a number of businesses in all of those clubs at tier 2 level having to go to all of those respective businesses in Kingston, right? You wouldn't have a ton load of Kingston clubs at the tier 2 level. You would only have, a 1, 2, probably a 3.
Yeah, but
Eventually.
and those clubs will then attract the best players.
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is, at the tier 2, what it has done, it has kind of shifted it has lessened the strain on resources, whether human resources or financial resources. It has lessened it because there are less clubs in the pyramid system right now. But what it has also done, it has kind of shifted the strain of resources down a level.
But
down more to the
has it
amateur
really?
level to build like a stronger second tier, so to speak.
But has it really?
That could help to build even the first tier and
But
make the first
really?
tier stronger.
Has it really?
What do you mean?
Remember, you're still going to have the parish league then.
Yeah, but that's what I say now. Instead of the parish leagues, them. Oh yeah. But the second level though is not spread out across the 4 confederations.
Yeah, we know that.
It's not 4 leagues now, it's only 1.
No, the reason why I said that formula, how do we know that these, I think that can be a con now looking into it. The parish leagues of itself now may not get the eyes as they may have gotten before. If you get what I mean.
No, it will because what they're doing in Shavan, the whole thing is cutting down, The whole thing is going to be cutting down on the amount of clubs,
I know that, but as what Otis they said earlier.
That's part of it too, Less clubs within the structure.
Sure. I know that, that to me is something what media always. Remember, that's something what media always say, But we know Jamaicans are extremely stubborn. The persons that own the club, them, especially some top clubs, there's no way when I think nobody are gonna go to them and tell them, say, yo, you have to go this by your club, because too much club there. That might not be a good look. Which eventually them are go because I guarantee that most of the clubs them are gonna get terminated or disbanded. It will be most of the teams that are coming from Kingston and St. Andrew. We know that for a fact.
And I think that's one of the reasons why Kasafa is probably against it.
Yeah, that is true. I know that for a fact because one club in particular, I know a lot of persons, because right now, Boys Town would be a good fit for this competition. But then again, I am also saying that I don't believe Boys Town should have there right so.
Because it's like 3 clubs in a very small geographic area.
I think Denham Town have a club for themselves if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, you're right. It's more than 3. 3 major clubs though. Denham Town is kinda not really a major. It's not club, a major club, no.
But it's still a club.
Yep.
So it has got difficult itself. Because I know say you're not gonna able to tell a Tivoli or Arnett Garden say, yo, one hour I forgot this band because they're not too close to each other. That not gonna happen. And we all know reasons other than football reasons why that not gonna happen. Them 2 clubs, there are 2 clubs that not gonna ever get disbanded in Jamaica. If I one thing I know, them 2 clubs they not gonna ever come out of existence. Them 2 clubs there, no matter what we do. For political reasons. So that's the reason why I'm saying now, over the years we have given the association them too much power and we have given leagues a lot of powers. The teams them powers where they think them they're untouchable, they're unstoppable. So right now I think the JFF is going to have it hard. But I think they're gonna have a hard time with the Kingston and St. Andrew region, honestly, because trust me, I just see the fight. But I'm glad this will happen. I am just hoping that they do their due diligence and not just depend on others to do their jobs in a marketing sense, because without marketing, you're not going to go anywhere. And
Yeah.
these games need to be televised.
That's another thing too, you know. It will, this whole, you know, creation of one single second tier will just build the second level of Jamaica's football. Like that second tier, it will just build it in every way, shape, or form. Because what you had, all right, the first tier was at a certain level, but there was a huge drop off where the second tier was concerned in terms of everything that was going on. You talk about television a while ago. I mean, to have broadcasters going around to all the games across all the respective confeds was just impossible.
But
Impossible.
honestly, based off of that schedule here, formula, 'cause all I game them I go play the same day. All I match them I go play at the same time.
But if it's even though, if it's even to if it's even to record the matches and then put them on YouTube.
It's a good idea. So you can still have the games being have the games and play up on YouTube then live.
Even that too. There you go. So, you know, it's just a good, as I say, the weak and unsustainable model that the previous second division was being run under. It just, this new revamped format will even lead to a stronger JPL, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
The mere fact that the second division will become better, will become stronger, will become more sustainable, right? And it helps to develop football on a whole, because instead of one tier that makes sense, or one tier that is sustainable to a certain extent, or sustainable as best as it can be, now you have two tiers, right, that are structured as best as they possibly can
be.
and are, you know, as strong in their structure as best as they possibly can. So it is a good look right through, man. Good look right through. So, you know, I think
that's the next thing, Neo. You see the fields. You know, mate, I've heard persons say before that the fields were making a big deal about fields. And in my opinion, I wonder if persons really think about what they're saying. Fields are extremely important in football, guys. If you don't know, fields is very important. If you don't have a field, you can't play football. So one thing I think that the JFF should implement, whatever field that you train on, you can't play much on.
If you know, that's another thing I'd love to talk about as well to you, know, Shavan. Thanks for bringing it up. I think resources should be more pooled in the JPL, you know. I think, like, for instance, what they could do is have like a one company. I don't know if this is possible, but set up like the JPL set up a one organization or a one arm that is responsible for carrying grounds across the island.
All right,
pooling the resources.
You look for a sponsorship from a landscaping company, and
like that sort of a thing. If they don't have the knowledge, of how to properly, you know, care for a football surface,
exactly.
There are literally online courses, you know, that offer that sort of thing.
But formula, look at it. That is not something very hard. You're gonna need a master's to do that. You don't need a master's. You get a sponsorship with a landscaping company. Anyway, that will possibly do provide jobs as well. Because instead of a landscaping company have 3 teams, you know, them have to have 3 teams itself for them regular business, and the rest for take care of the field them across the island. So all that breeds into that, you know. You restructure every single thing.
We need to do things differently. we need to improvise and look at our certain set of circumstances and work around it and improvise and find creative ways of going around certain challenges that the teams in the league have. So, every club, a number of clubs struggle to, finance the care of their respective surfaces, right? You pool the JPL, where the body that run the JPL name again that Williams is responsible for.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you have an arm of that respective or a division, so to speak, or you could delegate or basically delegate it to a landscaping company, as Shavan suggested.
All right, fine. Look at this as well.
They are responsible. Give them the contract, and they are responsible for going around to the respective grounds and maintaining the. Or you could have a case where, like, you have people in the you have an arm in the western side of the island, the central side of the island, the eastern side of the island, or in the respective confederations, right? That goes around to the respective clubs in the JPL and the second tier that is responsible for taking care of the surfaces in those respective geographical
look on this again.
Locations.
Another big idea. Look on this. We know that bank account is a major thing right now, right? Each club needs to have a bank account, right?
I'm sure each club has a bank account.
No, man. No, that's what I say. It's one thing what they need. So look at this now.
It's one thing that they have.
Look at that. Your partner with a bank. So all of the teams them have to have a bank account with that particular bank, and that bank can be a sponsor for the league as well. Just think about that. And I think that would actually make transfers even easier as well. Well, I don't know. I'm not about, but I don't know if what I say about you have ways that you can really make this thing work itself.
Yeah.
There's many, many ways. The broadcasting thing, right now, I think YouTube would be a great option. Especially for the second division, it would be a great option.
That's true.
YouTube would be a very good option.
Because that's true, That's true. Yeah.
So think about this now. You as the operators of the league now, the only thing you need to make sure is that you have somebody in charge. Because there are 6 games each week. You have one person delegated to record the games.
Because you need a camera crew, You need a camera crew, Shavan. You literally just can't have a one man with a phone. Just put up the phone pan set up and put the phone pan
put the phone pan a tripod, or the tripod you can turn and him just follow the game.
Exactly, like literally you don't need a bag of equipment and stuff like that. Like,
exactly. So that's what I mean. That's what I say. For this is just this league in particular. I'm not talking about the JPL. Because as we know, the JPL has already made all of their things, and the JFF don't want to listen to nobody. So seeing that this is new, probably they might look for ideas. But these are one. And the next thing what me that say now, what I believe is most of these games should be played on Saturdays, and games should be spread out on Saturdays and Sundays for viewership reasons. We're not going to charge an arm and a leg for the people that enter the grounds for now. Build up the hype of the league. Who knows? This league could have even bigger than the JPL in the formula.
By the way, the venues are yet to be
decided.
Yeah. So we don't even know if they're gonna be doing it at the home grounds of the respective clubs.
No, that's based off of the plan of
if they're gonna be doing it like the JPL where.
Yeah, that's based off of the plan of we have,
Mm-hmm.
We then get a landscaping company, and the landscaping company could have be a sponsor, and them go around, fix up the field. Remember, the first season, as I say, you don't need a ground with a 1,000 stands, 1,000 seater. You can have like a 500 seater for now, and the rest of it is a standing area. I have vending all them thing there at each games. let's say a late Friday afternoon match, right? A Friday evening match for one game, 2 Saturday, and possibly 3 Sunday. And all those games are broadcasted on YouTube. Those are ways. And for broadcast on YouTube, it don't cost you anything, JFF. You go up on it and you stream and you can get returns off of it. But I know FIFA are going to allow you to get the returns off of it. We're not going to just set a company like what the MLS do. So them collect the rest of the proceeds from that money and still control it. So those are just ideas. Because yes, JFF, in case you never know, you can make money off YouTube. Because I don't think you know. I really don't think you understand so you can make money off of YouTube. If I even $1,000 a week. If it's even $1,000
Me no me hear a thing, we're going with them YouTube channel, but
no man, so the password migrate.
I think you there tell me, Shavan.
The password migrate, man. You never hear Mr. Speed say it, man.
Password migrate.
The password migrate.
Password migrate.
So all of that itself now, you just watch it. You could have even broadcast it on even the YouTube page, the JFF YouTube page, because you can have more than one live stream going at the same time. I think you can have more than one at the same time.
On one channel, yeah, I think that's possible.
So you just show all the games on the JFF channel, and the proceeds to that going on one different something. So if it's that FIFA now go alone for collect proceeds from the game, well, I don't know how that go. Then you can just literally have it going on one separate company and that company in charge.
But what may I say though, even for the earlier point that we were making about, pooling the resources to help maintain the respective fields, something like that will help or will aid the product immensely.
Of course.
Right? And it's not only personnel, it's also equipment as well, So instead of one club, them could have like one confederation, right? One set of equipment that is brought to each ground to help to maintain it. Like that sort of a thing, like, because the fields are very important to the marketability of the league, Because when the league is being played on some little bush field, man. It really and truly people don't want to watch it.
Exactly. If the field, as well Leon said, he's not going to go watch a football match on a bad field. He's not going to do that. Honestly, it's very unattractive to me because the JPL game where they play at Drax all the time, honestly, I couldn't watch it. The first game where they play at Drax all, I don't even remember that game there. I couldn't watch it.
It was.
So those are the things. I don't know if anybody from the JFF will listen, but this every single idea that I just mentioned, it does not cost the JFF any money. It don't cost you any money because it don't cost if you have a YouTube page. It don't cost you to approach a landscaping company because what you're going to be doing is highlighting that. Because when me look on my TV, I know say Jack's landscaping.
It will cost them though to pay for the services, but it would be much cheaper than it would actually save them money.
Formula, hold on. If me look on my TV, I mean, say Jack's landscaping are the one.
Yeah, that could be a farmer sponsorship as well. Yeah, that's true. That
exactly.
Could be it could be presented like that in that manner, but Jamaica we are dealing with, a cash them people, the Jamaicans value cash over everything,
So remember, you can look on it and say, all right, the sponsorship what Uno are going to do towards the league is not a monetary for now. The way Uno are going to support the league now is by going around and ensuring that the league, so the money where Uno would have spent, would have give you use that and just develop the field.
Oh yeah, so it could be approached in multiple ways. Either the JFF or the organization responsible for the running of the JPL could approach a landscaping company to acquire their services or to pay for their services, or they could approach them and say, yo, you want to sponsor the league, you don't have to give cash, you can just give up your time and your talents, etc., etc. Yeah, it could be with multiple ways it could be done.
Remember, I said there's ways that we can do it, and it's not only landscaping. Look at say a Wisinko. Say, alright, I remember one time in a formula when I was there playing Money Cup. Remember one time when Money Cup, the opening ceremony used to keep a Montego Bay?
Mm-hmm.
There was one particular season where we were the defending champions and we went down to play a game. It was Water that was the sponsor of the competition, right? But
hold on, one second, Shavan, 1 second. Lloyd O'Connor, we spoke about this earlier, we addressed this comment earlier, that, it could either be a case where it could be from the standpoint organization sets up another arm or another division, so to speak, that takes care of the landscaping, right? And that would include, their employees taking courses as to, how to maintain, the respective fields. Or it could be a case where if a company is contracted, or if it comes in the form of sponsorship, the company themselves, right, could, send their employees or the individuals responsible for the field maintenance or their landscapers to do
respective grounds.
To do courses. They're online courses. They're literally online courses.
But formula, who maintain on the field?
Exactly. And that is a decently, well, to a certain extent, relatively speaking, it's a decently maintained pitch.
Exactly.
Right, so the expertise and the knowledge is out there for sure. It would have to, all we're saying is that it's in Jamaica. It's already in Jamaica. Arnett Field is decently maintained.
Well, I'm not even going to stadium.
So the knowledge is already here that it can be tapped into, right? There are online courses as well that offer courses when it comes to maintaining pitches. So, I think you kind of jumped on late though, Lloyd O'Connor. We already acknowledge that fact already, that is on screen. That, they do have to be specially trained.
So as I was saying now, pertaining to all this, I think, again, I love the idea. I'm a bit upset that Kingston and St. Andrew will not be represented.
Yeah.
Because again, that is just controversy, another controversy within our football, which is unnecessary. So all of that now, I think it's a good look. I just wish Kingston and St. Andrews are part of this, so we can now have one united front to develop our football, because right now it doesn't seem as if we are united. We're all committed to the same cause, because Kasafa wants to continue with what has been going on, and it's obvious that what has been going on has failed.
Yeah.
For many cycles. Many cycles. We hear persons love elude the fact that we qualify for a Youth World Cup. But how long now we not qualify for a Youth World Cup? And people are going to say,
global
we qualify.
Football is leaving us, Shavan. That's fact. Global football is leaving us.
And persons are going to say, the reggae girls are perform good now. But bear in mind, none of the reggae girls are not playing at Jamaica.
Let me tell you, I worry about the reggae girls in Shavan, because let me tell you this. You see, when it gets to a point, when women's football gets to a point where it is highly commercialized, and that's where you're going to start to see the foolishness coming. I did talk about this a couple of weeks ago on Talawa TV. And that's where you're going to start to see the corruption coming. And that's where you're going to start to see local entities want to use the national women's team as a shopping window. There's going to be a pushback against the overseas
players them again.
Yeah, And then
So many people say it all the
what
while.
is going to take place is that the local players are not going to be up to scratch. Because
So that's all.
Shavan, people talk about football go backwards because a Ricardo Fuller could leave the JPL and eventually find his way into the Premier League, or a Baby Gardner could leave the JPL and eventually find his way into the Premier League. So because you don't have any of that taking place anymore, our football has regressed. It's not that our football has regressed,
It's
The
football over the
problem,
world. Football over the world has
football
improved.
all over the world has left us behind, and we have remained stagnant. We have not moved, and
Exactly.
that is the problem. The
And persons,
development being implemented around the world has gone up to levels that we cannot even fathom. So their players they're just developing players on another level all around the world.
All right, Leon, the comment that you made a while ago. All right, this is my opinion. Maybe wrong. You see, if we had a local women's league right now, our women's football would not be doing so well. My opinion. You know the reason why? The same thing that this quota thing would then affect our women's football.
When we say a quota, it would be a invisible quota.
Yeah, invisible quota.
It wouldn't. It's a quota in practice, not a hard and fast quota. And it being in practice more than in theory.
I think it's a blessing in disguise that we don't have a local league running now.
That's actually a good point, Shavan. That's actually a good point.
I think it's a blessing in disguise that we don't have one right now.
Because them are want them, there are local entities that would want to see their women in there, and also again because women's football is not nearly as commercialized as men's football. Because the fact of the matter is, you have had transfers out of Jamaica, on the men's side, You have had $1 and $2 million transfers. I know Austin and Gardner come to mind right now. And you have quite a number of transfers that range in the hundreds of thousands of US dollars. Now, if me own a club in Jamaica and me sell a Kahim Paris to a copper for a couple $100,000 US. That's a whole heap of money that can build me a mansion up at Beverly Hills, If that was taking place on the women's side, where the women's side of things was that commercialized, where you could sell a player for that much amount of money or anything close to that, trust me, Marlo them would have get a fight right now.
Yeah, but enough of the players we have right now would it's the same like how we the Reggae Boyz fans are divided, and who want the local players and forget more player, who want the overseas players we are divided right now.
Yeah.
Because we want the best players and for play, while some persons may want to know that we want the Jamaicans and born and grow Jamaica. Forget the shine. They forget more shine than everybody. So we are going to penalize the persons that are born outside of Jamaica just because them not born in Jamaica. Because that's what's happening with the national team. Every single time, everything this time a squad are got announced for the Reggae Boyz, that discussion is had. Should this player get called up? Should that player get called up? And it's about time. And it's not like it's a thing where we are asking questions based off player form. We ask the question based off where the player born. And that is not right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so just to recap, me did tell Shavan an hour and we're gone 2 hours already. But just to recap for those of you that might have come to the stream late, there, it's on the horizon. It is when the date of the league start?
28th of May. 28th of May.
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember it off the top of my head right now. I can't find it. But yeah.
And it will run to the 31st of July. So what is a 2 months, isn't it? 2 2 months competition for your second division.
May I go double check again just to be
May I
sure.
look on it?
Okay.
The finals are being played on the 31st of July. I don't understand why is there even a finals? Like,
yeah, so May the 28th to July. So that are June, July, that are 2 months. That's another thing too, you know. Them have to spread it out across more than 2 months. You know. I don't know. I mean, they plan to get more teams involved in it, but it have to run for more than 2 months. It have to run for at least 5 months.
Why is it that we can't play football in Jamaica for an extended period? At no level at all.
Yeah, it have to run for at least to make it even make sense in terms of having a real serious impact on the nation's football. It have to run.
I think what Leona said, because they have to get it in line with FIFA window.
But I don't know. Let's see. By the way, you know something else that I remembered as well. That I just remember as well. This new second tier, because you know a lot of the schoolboy footballers kind of struggle to make the jump right away from schoolboy to JPL. It will be a step up from schoolboy football in terms of something that will actually challenge them. What was taking place previously, because the talent was spread so thin, the quality of the league was spread so thin over 4 second divisions. So because it's only 1 now, it won't be too big of a leap for the schoolboy footballers, but it will also be sufficient challenge. It will also provide them, it will challenge them, right? It will provide them with a sufficient amount of challenge to be able to develop their talents, right? And it will also give them more football. It will give the schoolboy footballers more meaningful football to play. So instead of them robbing bench in the JPL clubs can loan them out to the second division.
Clubs, and then the players get more game time.
Or they can sign directly to second division clubs and get more game time than either wasting away in schoolboy football, only playing for like 2 months. Well, only playing for like probably 1 month, because most of the games are garbage anyway. To the elite schoolboy talents, most of the games that they play in schoolboy football are meaningless, where they are playing on teams that are drubbing other teams 20-30 nil, right? So it would give them more meaningful and competitive competition for these schoolboy footballers to help develop their talent. Exactly. So and make it easier to blood schoolboy footballers into the JPL as well. Make that transition a lot smoother, right? So there you go. So guys, just to recap, for those of you who are coming onto the stream late, the JFF is implementing a new second division. So before, you had 4 second divisions, the Western Confed, but the Eastern Confed, Kasafa, and I don't remember the other one, but it was 4 second divisions before. Now they are restructuring the tier 2 level to have only 1 second division, right? Only 1 second division, right? And there you go. Mario said it will be longer next time around. There you go. And
how longer?
That's a good question. That is yet to be seen. So again, the third tier will now be the parish leagues. So what will take place is that every parish will have a league, right? And the winners of those parish leagues will qualify for the playoffs for the new second tier, right? So in that playoffs for the new second tier, it will be the winners of the respective parish leagues that will play that. And the top 2 teams in the playoffs will advance to the second tier, right? So that's basically the gist of the whole matter. right? Again, guys, you will not see a Cassava team in this
Inaugural.
inaugural second tier because Cassava has refused to field a team or to present a team in this new second tier because they are against it for some reason or another. They didn't support it, right? So if you guys want to know, more information about the second tier, for those who have just jumped onto the stream, you have to go watch it on the rewatch because it's quite a bit to get into, right? So you can probably watch like the first hour of the rewatch, and you will get a in-depth analysis on basically how Jamaica's football is now being restructured, how it will look going forward. Lloyd Connor, much appreciated. I know Lloyd Connor, much appreciated, man. Thank you very much for the super chat. Lloyd Connor said, nice discussion. Hope Chris Williams is listening. I hope he's listening too. I should probably try and see if I can reach out to Chris Williams to try and get him on the stream and really have a discussion. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get Chris Williams on the stream. I know enough people that even though I don't have contact to him, I know enough people that have contact to him.
Honestly, Mr. Speed, me want to talk to you.
So yeah.
Because people afraid for ask Mr. Speed some important question. I don't know why,
Like
and
what?
we keep on straight towards the controversy, the controversial part.
Yeah, true.
We need to ask some important questions pertaining to the development. Because remember, as much as we might talk about the JPL, we need to talk about the development of our players. That's the only way we'll get rid of the argument about English players. If we are producing enough very talented players right now, we don't have to worry about English players. If the English player them come, that's a plus.
Yeah, because we would still want the top talent.
We still want them, of course.
Yeah, and we can still attract even greater talent if we could have a better quality local contingent to build from.
So we just need for Mr. Williams. If you are listening or if anybody know Mr. Williams, you can send this video to him. It's just ideas what we the fans think can be implemented, especially the field. Mr. Speed? Okay, Mr. Speed that.
I don't know if I real Mr. Speed. Mr. Speed, if this is the real Mr. Speed, you're on Instagram? I don't know. Could I have some contact information for you if this is indeed the real Mr. Speed?
Mr. Speed. If this is you, Mr. Speed, you can join the link. Formula post the chat. Just make him join the link. You're not going to join you're not going to watch join the party now. You're just going to.
No, man, we're not. Yeah,
just going to give Formula.
I don't know if he want to have him contact out there. So just click the link so we can link.
I just message him. You just message him in the private chat of the conversation.
Yeah, we're not gonna bring you on right now. To jump on and be like question, we'll do it another time, but just to establish the contact, we don't even have to bring you up on screen. We can bring you up on screen when the live is finished. So if this is indeed Mr. Speed can just click the link and we'll bring him up on the screen when the live is finished backstage and establish contact with him. Because we really need to speak to these bigger heads, because really and truly to really have substantive discussions, if that is the word I'm looking for, right? To to build the nation's football going forward.
And to get by the interest of the people of Jamaica. That's the main interest. That is the main thing.
Yeah.
Because
we soon bring up Mr. Speed. We soon bring up Mr. Speed for you. We soon bring him up.
Alright, so when media say no formula. One more thing as well. It's pertaining to like the prices of the games. Currently we know that our football is not really as popular So to really charge a large amount for entrance fee, for even said the reggae girls the other day, they were charging $3,000, right? That's what me and Bridget and they discuss at work. I think if we had set the price for even $500, I think we'd have a more turnout, you know.
Sorry, I never realized my
Oh,
mute it
mute
down. Where you
it.
said it not in a reasonable, the prices for the
The
tickets not reasonable.
for right now, because remember, you know, we have lost the trust of most Jamaicans, because we know Jamaicans are wagonist.
You know what? Let me just bring up Mr. Speed. Mr. Speed, they want to jump on now? Not yet, sir. You say, bring on now? All right, the boss will bring him on now.
All right.
Welcome to the platform, Mr. Speed.
Night, Mr.
Thank
Speed.
you. Good night. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, we're not gonna keep you long. It's not any long thing, but just you hear what Shavan is saying. The ticket price is too high, my boss.
Yeah, probably, but that's not my thing still. My thing, I
Yeah,
tell
we know that. All right, hold on, Mr. Speed. Were you on? Were you watching for a long time? Because we had some ideas that we were talking about. So I'm not sure if you were on those times and you were actually if you
No,
were
no,
hearing
not for
those.
long. I just about maybe 15 minutes.
All right. So
All
one of
right,
the ideas.
we'll talk about it in backstage.
All right, we talk here because we don't want to have it. Because if we continue, we're not come after 12 o'clock.
Yeah, we never
Right.
agree to we never agree to that. We agreed to
Okay.
just establish contact. We never agree for interview. See?
Yeah.
That's not what he jumped on for. All right. So again, Lyda Connor, thanks for the super chat. Much appreciated. And guys, it was a very good discussion. Very, very good discussion. I'm happy that Shavan convinced me to do this particular live. Right. And you know, as always, man, thanks to all the commenters in the comment section. Thanks to all the viewers, you know, for watching, and all those who support the channel. It's much appreciated, guys. Again, the JFF implementing a new tier 2. So, you know, me personally, I look forward to, you know, seeing how that is rolled out going forward and how it will look and how it will materialize. So, guys, take care, stay safe, guys, and until next time.